Motu-Koitabu leaders present petition to Prime Minister O'Neill. Hundreds farewell Hanuabada victims killed last month. And Governor Parkop leads a 3-hour walk against tuberculosis.
This is National EMTV News with Tokana Hasavi.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for National EMTV News. It's good to be back from the weekend and it's great to have your company once again. Well, it wasn't the anticipated crowd from Hanuabada that came today to Parliament's House to present their petition to Prime Minister Peter O'Neill. Less than 15 representatives came peacefully, presented their petition and left immediately to attend the funeral service of late Nicholas Rawa and Toka Gaudi, who were both shot in their village last month. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill accepted the petition.
The petition contained 5 demands which they want the government and police constabulary to respond to within 2 weeks. A total of 3,002 people from the Motu-Koitabu areas signed the petition. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill condemned the shooting and accepted their petition.
Of course, I accept this petition and I want to give you my assurance that we will give it the utmost attention. And I know that there's an investigation going on, and we are, as you know, got a team in there who we believe are very independent. They've done similar investigation in Ley, and they've made some arrests in Ley. So I have no doubt that they will come out with an outcome that will be acceptable to all of us.
At around 11 a.m. on the 23rd of January this year, reservists and police officers entered Hanuabada village and raided one of the markets. People were assaulted, properties destroyed, and vendors' money stolen that resulted in youths retaliating. The situation worsened when firearms were discharged, which left 2 dead and others injured. A standoff between villagers and police ensued and business activities disrupted until Police Commissioner Jeffrey Vaki pleaded for normalcy.
All I'm asking for you people is this: look at the overall picture and see for yourselves the impact it's having. Because whilst you're putting on a roadblock, and should we not have the fuel tankers go, aircraft don't fly, our children cannot go to Hanuabada, kids can't go to Unitec and register, and those things will be on the hands of you leaders. So we need to have some sort of common sense must prevail.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister Peter O'Neill received the petition and assured them that he will respond quickly after reading through.
I haven't had a good look at the petition, so I can't discuss the details of it with you at present, but I'll get our officials, our Deputy Secretary for our department is here. We will get the police and all the other relevant departments to come in, and we will give the attention that it deserves.
The 5 demands are that those identified for the alleged shooting must be brought to the court for justice to prevail. A fair and just compensation must be paid for the loss of life and properties. NCDC to disband the police unit known as the Buai Ben Enforcement Unit operating out of NCDC fuel depot at 4 Mile. NCDC must review the Buai Ben law, and lastly, PM must appoint a body to negotiate with the Hanuabada reps to come to an agreement regarding the petition by signing a memorandum of agreement. Vasenata Yama, National EMTV News.
The bodies of 2 Hanuabada men shot and killed in a confrontation with police last month were buried this afternoon. Hundreds of people gathered at their funeral service held at the village. Their deaths were described as premature, losing their lives at an early stage.
Families, friends, workmates and fellow Hanuabadas gathered in numbers this afternoon to witness the funeral service and burial of late Nicholas Rawa and Toka Gaudi. Both men were shot and killed last month in a confrontation with police. People wept openly, expressing their sympathy and grief with the families of the deceased. Senior statesmen and relatives from the Motu-Koitabu villages also attend the funeral ceremony. Elder brother of late Nicholas Rawa, Sinaka Rawa, who spoke off camera, says both men will be buried in the same grave. police investigation into the deaths are still continuing. The deaths of these two last month has resulted in local Hanuabadas blocking off the main road to the Napa Napa oil refinery, which has a big impact on the city residents, business houses, airliners and electricity providers. Their funeral today has been viewed by local Motu-Koitabuans as a new transition in the communities. Meanwhile, a petition outlining the demands has been presented to the Prime Minister Peter O'Neill today. Quinton Alomp, National EMTV News.
A human rights advocate says there is an urgent need for Papua New Guinea to establish a National Human Rights Commission in PNG. Matilda Pilakapio's comments come following the police shootings at Hanuabada village last month. She said the Human Rights Commission is long delayed and should be created during PNG's 40th independence anniversary.
Matilda Pilakapio comes from Mumbai province. She has been a human rights advocate for over 30 years. Matilda has closely been following the aftermath of the Hanuabada killings and says the state has violated human rights. She said when a Human Rights Commission is established, it will be of international standards and could help in investigating the violation of human rights.
Very urgent need to move forward on the establishment of a National Human Rights Commission.
Matilda stressed that the right to life is protected under Section 35 of the Constitution, and even the police are not supposed to violate that law. She said Article 3 of the Universal Human Rights Declaration states that every human being has the right to life, liberty and freedom.
The right to life is also enshrined in Article 6 of the International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights, to which Papua New Guinea is a state party to. And I'm just reminding everybody and the government that we are signatory or we are part of that.
Following the killings at Hanuabada and other betel nut-related killings, Matilda is now challenging the National Capital District Governor Powes Parkop and the betel nut ban enforcers to look into reviewing the laws and regulations surrounding the ban.
There should be laws demarcated. Where traditional land, I believe boa should be sold freely. But on state land, where the city is, there should be new laws drawn up, reviewed, the boa ban laws to be reviewed, go back to the round table and address this. Because there are 12 deaths. Since the boa ban, there have been 12 deaths.
She described the betel nut-related killings as unnecessary and said NCDC needs to come up with proper initiatives that will best suit Motu-Koitabuans and Port Moresby residents. Takla Gunga, National EMTV News.
A 3-hour walk to fight tuberculosis and other preventable diseases was successfully completed by at least 1,000 people, including National Capital District Governor Powes Parkop. The walk began at Barakau in the Karukuhiri electorate in Central and ended at Gaire village. This is the second time in 2 years for the walk to be staged in Barakau.
It was walk with the biggest turnout and for an important and currently challenging issue in PNG. People from all suburbs in Port Moresby participated in the walk to join the fight against TB and to promote a healthier lifestyle. The walk started at Barakau Junction, up nearby hills and past the mangroves before moving onto the beach.
Thank you. On behalf of my village, Barakau, and on behalf of Gaire, I would like to welcome Governor and all your participants around here, all the way from Moresby. I welcome you all to Barakau and Gaire.
Walk for Life is an annual fun-filled event that is hosted in different parts of the world to address certain issues. In U.S. California, the walk is known as Walk for Life West Coast and is conducted in January to protest against abortion. In Scotland, the walk is conducted in September and is used as a way of raising funds to fight HIV and AIDS. But in Port Moresby, NCD Governor Powes Parkop said the weekly walk is conducted every Sunday from 5 Mile to Ella Beach and the public is encouraged to participate.
Importantly, you may walk about long. improve our health and our fitness.
Governor Parkop, who was the leading figure in this walk, said many people are too lazy to do simple exercises, which in the long run causes them to contract preventable diseases. He said the walk is one event that brings families together and emphasizes the need to live a healthier lifestyle. Parkop also challenged other members of parliament to join the walk every Sunday as an awareness campaign to help fight TB in PNG.
The members of parliament, they got to hang their heads in shame. They got to change their lifestyle. They got to join me, and we got to work, and we got to inspire our people in other ways than not just about development. Life is not just about money and building infrastructure and superstructure. It's about the quality of life too.
Tekla Gunga, National EMTV News.
Teachers' leave entitlements will be high on the agenda when Parliament meets tomorrow. Confirming this today was Chairman of the Parliamentary Referral Committee on Education and Member for Wabeg, Robert Ganim. The report contains recommendations to address ongoing issues faced by teachers nationwide.
In an exclusive interview with the Chairman of the Parliamentary Referral Committee on Education, Robert Ganim, the report is yet to be presented to him by the Working Committee, but from what he has seen, he is impressed with the outcome.
I am impressed with the report that they have compiled. Like I said, the report will be officially handed over to me this week. It will be presented to Parliament, and after the Parliament enters the report, we will then work on recommendations and try and address this long outstanding issue on teachers' leave first.
Mr. Ganim says the committee came up with 13 recommendations that calls for immediate review into the functions of teachers' employer, the Teaching Service Commission, and the Education Department, which is responsible for teacher salaries. Some recommendations put forward by the Parliamentary Referral Committee on Education include the need to review and define teacher salaries, allowances, and entitlements.
Worked out of policies that will address this problem over the next 5 years. But I will not go into details of this report until I am officially handed the copy of this report.
It's also anticipated that the Minister for Education, Nick Kuman, will present an information paper on teachers' leave entitlements to the National Executive Council.
So I plead with the teachers that we are addressing the problems. I am very sure that the problem will be the problem on teachers' leave first will be addressed.
Bridget Komatep, National EMTV News.
Commander of the Papua New Guinea Defence Force, Brigadier General Gilbert Toropo, is focused to see the force set its foundations right. In his 2015 commander statement, he encouraged his staff to practice key leadership roles in implementing his intent and priorities. Most of the priorities were derived from the 2013 Defence Force White Paper.
Setting the pace for defense reforms through effective leadership as the basis for modernization, professionalism and capability development is the theme for Papua New Guinea Defence Force. Among his list of priorities, Commander Toropo wants to see that fitness, discipline, professionalism and leadership must be achieved at all levels of the force. The force has been under enormous pressure from the government to fully implement the 2013 Defence White Paper. Although it will be challenging, Toropo believes this can be achieved. He says improvements will be done to the maritime capability, the rehabilitation of infrastructure, and a review of the total service condition of the force. Outstanding issues like the ex-servicemen issue and repatriation of widows will also feature prominently this year. Toropo announced that the Long Defence Force Retirement Benefits Fund issue has been sorted out and is now with the Defence Council ready for the next NEC submission. Mickey Cavera, National EMTV News.
Among stories coming up after the break, Roadworks in Yangaroo District begins tomorrow. Also, Governor Jufa calls for PM to sign UN petition and Ramuniko Mine announces new board chairman. Stay with us for the details. Welcome back to National EMTV News. Roadworks in the Sauso local level government in Yangaroo Sausia District, East Sepik, will commence tomorrow. Equipment Hires Limited, a contractor based in Madang, has shipped machines to the district for the first phase of construction work. Local MP and Minister for Trade, Commerce and Industry, Richard Maru, says the route is part of linking the people in the Sepik Plains.
Yanguru Sausia is a populated district with people scattered all over the land. The district will play host to one of PNG's huge investment, the Sepik Agro Oil Palm Project. With this, the district is pushing for better roads to set the foundations for the oil palm project. The arrival of the machinery from Medang will now see work begin tomorrow for a 40-kilometer road.
Yanguru Sausia will be connected by road. This is history in the making. We are extremely thankful to the national government because of the Sepik Plains economic zone. The national government is providing funding specifically to build all these critical missing links so we can then run projects, economic impact projects throughout the Sepik Plains. We need contractors who can focus on working day and night. We have a very ambitious program and we want to get all the roads done.
The ring road will link the people of Sausia and East Yanguru for the first time.
Only Karimol Cargo, only over close to 40 kilometers loads from our main highway.
Work will commence in and around Kubalio Station, Konyanga to West Kubi, Koro and connect the Sepik Highway. The ring road is a 10 million kina project funded by the national government.
Main objective belong Mipla Papua New Guinea company and Mipla like building Papua New Guinea.
Work is aimed to finish before June. The road project is vital as it prepares the district for the Sepik Agro Oil Palm project. Jack Lapave Jr., National MTV News.
Lae's expensive housing rentals have driven middle-income earners toward the fringes of the city, further into settlements. Housing in the Industrial Hub's commercial centre is too expensive for most Papua New Guinean executives working in Lae. Residents say the cost of renting a house has been very expensive for a long time.
Families are now moving out into the outskirts of Lae, where rental accommodations is cheaper. Bradley Wopai and his family stand in front of their rented home along the tent city area. Their home rental costs about 400 kina a month, but it comes without running water and proper amenities such as toilets and showers. The Wapoi family, like many other PNG families, have chosen to move out to places like the Back Road area, Bumayong and Tent City, places known for their high crime rate because there is cheaper housing rentals.
To the affordable price so that we Papua New Guineans. So most of these Papua New Guineans, they are not earning that much. See.
Within Lae's commercial centre, the price of renting a decent family home around suburbs is very expensive. Home rental prices